For this fun giant wig project, we're going to be using Poly-Fil, both the dark version and the typical white version, some low loft batting from Fairfield World, the makers of Poly-Fil, and then some of this foam tubing, or you could also use foam rings from the dollar store. So as you can see, I've taken my foam and I've wrapped it up to make what I'm calling a beehive kind of shape. I use zip ties to hold it all together, and then I'm going to cover that beehive up with the batting. I cut it to shape to fit the beehive, and then I'm hot gluing the edges on first the part that's going to be touching my face, and then I covered up the top to close up that hole up there. So now we've got the basic form for the big wig. Now we can start adding the Poly-Fil. I'm starting out with the white, and I'm gluing on the 2 stripes on the side. Now if you were making, say, like cotton candy, you would do this all white, and then you could use spray-on hair color to tint the Poly-Fil. Isn't that cool? If you check out my cotton candy tutorial, you'll see how I did that. I did use spray paint for the cotton candy, but with the wig being so close to your face, I prefer to use spray-on hair color for these. Now with this project, I'm not using any kind of color, but if the big wig that you want to make needs color, you can easily do that with any kind of spray-on hair product. So I'm using my hot glue gun to keep gluing on small clumps at a time, and you're going to want to really press on the Poly-Fil so that it sticks to the backing. If you just kind of lay it on top, some of it'll stick, but you want to add some pressure so that you get as much of the Poly-Fil into the glue as you can. So be careful with that. You don't want to burn yourself, but there should be enough of a buffer there with the Poly-Fil that your fingers are protected. So this is the most time-consuming part of the project. You will need a lot of glue sticks, but just, put on your favorite music or podcast and keep gluing until the whole big wig is covered. Now, once it's all in place, I'm going to fluff out those different clumps so that it looks more cohesive. And then I'm going to use hairspray and just spray it down really well. We want to shellac it like we did back in the 90s. If you were alive then, we used a lot of hairspray. This is going to keep all those wispy little Poly-Fil bits from flying away. It really helps to hold it in place. Now, while that hairspray is still wet, I am tying some loops of twine around the wig so I can create that finger curl look, and also so that I can create the little waves on the side. So I'm adding a little more hairspray along that line where the brown and the white meet, and I'm going to pull the white one direction and the brown the other, and you'll start to see these wavy lines being created. Once I've got the shape the way I want it, I'm going to add some more hairspray, let it dry completely, and then my last step will be to cut off the twine to reveal my gorgeous finished big wig. And you'll see it's alive. Have fun crafting and creating your own big wig.